Ciao, my name is Ron Falconi, and I'm the host of Meet Your Neighbor. I had this idea back in the fall of 2006 where I wanted to invite local politicians, local business people to come down to the studio so all of you could perhaps meet your neighbor. We have a very, very special guest today. He is a Brunswick resident, a former councilman, and he is currently our Medina County Clerk of Courts. Please, I want all of you to meet your neighbor, Dave Wadsworth. Dave, welcome to the studios.
Thanks, Ron.
How are you doing today?
Glad to be here. I'm great. Thank you.
Hey, Dave, can you tell us something about yourself that maybe not too many people know about you?
One thing would be I'm very involved with, first of all, I love Christmas. And
okay. You're a big Christmas lover.
I am. Christmas is my holiday.
Okay, great.
And very involved with the Christmas program for the city here in Brunswick. And one of Santa's helpers, in fact. And I think years ago when I was on council, I sponsored the legislation to purchase our first exterior ornaments for the light poles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we've built on that over the years.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Dave, you're the clerk of courts right now. Can you tell people who are watching right now what does a clerk of courts do?
Well, the clerk of courts is the keeper of the record for the court system. This is the common pleas courts here that I am the clerk of court of. And we have several offices at the courthouse. One located directly across right next door to the domestic relations court, and that would be our domestic relations office.
Okay.
Down in the basement of the first level of the courthouse, we have our county archives. I'm responsible for records going back to the 1800s.
Wow.
Which very interesting, all your naturalization records, and I know you do some immigration law, so I mean, I don't know if you've ever had to take part in checking those records out, but they're there if you want them, and anybody can actually come in and try to look up family members' documents. Oh. In fact, we put a copy of the microfilm over at the library as well, just so people have access to it in another manner. Up on the first level of the courthouse, we have our civil, so all your civil filings would go on there. We have the criminal, we have your criminal felony office. A lot of the restitution is paid there. The grand jury indictments all go through that office after the grand jury meets and the prosecutor decides to file those indictments, and it's a secret process. We have a bookkeeping office there, and then we have the Ninth District Court of Appeals office there as well.
Okay.
So that's our main offices there.
Now you also have some other offices throughout the county too, don't you?
Right. We have 3 satellite offices.
Where are those located?
Wadsworth, in the theater there in Wadsworth. Right near downtown. Okay. And then in the town center project in Brunswick.
Sure, okay.
Okay, and it was right next to the Child's Orchard, but I guess they went out of business.
Okay.
But it's right next to the Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
Okay. And then we right on North Court Street in Medina.
Okay.
About a half mile north of the square in the MC Sporting Goods building.
Okay.
That's where we have our main title bureau.
Okay.
And so basically we have 3 remote title bureaus. The main one located north of the square at the MC Sports Building, next door is a license bureau, so that makes it really convenient. It's sort of what the state calls a one-stop shop. You can come in, get your title, go next door, get your picture for your passport, and come over and get your passport in my office as well. You can get your passport at any one of the 3 offices that we have.
Okay.
But then there's also a State Highway Patrol testing station there as well, so your children can get their driver's ed tests, their license testing done there.
Okay. And how many employees are working for you at the Clerk of Courts?
All told, there's 39.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
With me, it's 40. Okay. Yeah, I guess there's 40 all told.
Now, you talked about these title offices. Now, you can't get your driver's license there, can you?
No.
No. What happens at the title offices?
Well, at the title, we handle the titling for all your watercraft and motor vehicles.
It's not just motor vehicles, then?
No. Well, it is motor vehicle. No. It's motor vehicles with titles.
Okay.
But, you know, you also get your passports there as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's what really goes on there.
Dave, can you explain to me what's a typical day for you like? Is there a typical day for you?
Yeah, I don't know if there is a typical day, but you know, usually in there 7:30, quarter of 8.
Okay.
You know, I'm at one location or another. Sometimes I start my day up in Brunswick at the Title Bureau, or sometimes I'll be out in Wadsworth or Medina, stop in, say hi to everybody, and you know, touch base. You got to stay in touch with everybody in the remote locations, so they know that you care. You know, but then go into my office and you know, read my mail, you know, and catch up with emails. We're in the Clerk of Courts Association throughout the state, so we do a lot of emailing between us, asking questions, and really gives me a good opportunity to learn. And then I'm actually learning every day too. You know, I've only been at this for a little under a year now, so I spend time out at the desks with the girls, out at the counter, trying to learn the job. You know, I mean, there's 40 different positions that I have to learn. It's a big job.
Sure. Dave, what do you think is the best part of your job?
The best part of my job is the people I work with. I think, you know, they're all very professional. They know their job well, and they're really upbeat. It's a very positive, healthy atmosphere there. And, you know, I think the ultimate best part is when I get a letter, which is fairly often from somebody in the community, basically sending a letter to us saying what a great experience it was dealing with the Clerk of Courts, whether it be at the title location or at our main office. We get a lot of positive feedback.
That's good. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, what's the worst part of your job?
There isn't any.
There isn't any.
No, I don't know. You know, I'm a part of lawsuits quite a bit, to be honest with you. You know, we have vexatious litigators suing us, and you know, you're named in lawsuits. But no, generally, there's really not a bad side to the job.
Okay.
You know, I love it.
Dave, how did you get involved in politics in the first place?
Well, you know, back in the Reagan days, I got really interested, and I took out petitions to be what they call a precinct committee man, which is a member of the Central Committee. It's the, you know, basically lowest level of being in politics. It's your neighborhood guy for the Republican Party. And I ran across a lady, and she goes, "Oh, I'm currently the precinct committee man." And I'm like, I did not want to run against her, so I told her, "So let me know when, you know, you decide you don't want to do it anymore. I'm interested." So I had just moved into the neighborhood, and who was I to take that position from her? And it was funny because like a week later, she knocked on my door and said, "Look, you know what? You're more interested in it than I am. Why don't you go for it?" And she got me really started.
That's good.
And then after that, an opening came on city council for an appointment, and I think there were 10 people vying for that appointment. And I was fortunate enough to you know, get through that process and get appointed.
Wasn't that in the 1990s sometime?
Yeah, I think it was 97.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was a great opportunity for me as a young man with a young family, you know, and I wanted to get involved in my new community, you know.
No, I know you live you live here in Brunswick. Where in Brunswick do you live?
I'm down on Pepperwood. I back up to a park there. I'm really pretty lucky, yeah. I have a nice lot.
How long have you lived there?
About 24 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, my roots are in here now.
Dave, are you married? Do you have any kids?
I have been married for 25 years to Barbara.
Okay.
She's a nurse up at Fairview. She's an OB nurse at Fairview Hospital. She works graveyard shift a lot, you know, so taking care of a nursery with 30 babies, and, you know, she loves it. She just loves it. But no, I have 3 daughters.
Okay.
And they're 20, 18, and 17 right now. My eldest is at Miami, Megan. She went to St. Ambrose and then the high school. And actually, she is one of our city queens. So,
oh, yes.
Yeah, she's a real achiever, that girl. You know, she's in student government right now down there at Miami, and I think this year she's running for student body president. So
oh, that's wonderful.
Good luck, you know. But my other daughter, Margie, she's out of Kent State in her first year and doing well in a dietitian program. And Victoria, she's a senior at the high school and pre-accepted over at Akron. I think she's going to stay home. She's mommy's girl, and I don't think she's going to leave. So that's okay, because we love having her there. So.
You explained your children's educational background. What about your educational background?
Oh, okay. I put myself through night school at Cleveland State. First,
Okay.
I started at Tri-C. I got my 2-year associate there, and then went on to Cleveland State. I have a Bachelor of Business Administration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
yeah.
Dave, what are some of the things that you like to do for fun?
Well, I don't have much time to do those things.
Not
I guess
anymore.
it's work. No. I wouldn't say politics is necessarily fun, but I do enjoy it. But
Sure.
for a hobby, I make wine at home.
Oh, okay.
That's something I learned to do about 10 years ago. A good friend taught me. And when I do get a little bit of a vacation time, I go down, I have a cottage down on Piedmont Lake.
Oh, that's
And I
nice.
get to go fishing. And
Oh.
I'm a muskie hunter. I like hunting for muskies and just catching any fish, really, to be honest with you. As you like they say, it beats a day at work, right? I like golf. I like a lot of different things.
Dave, for every guest on the show, I like to play a game of fill in the blank.
Oh, no.
Dave,
All right.
when I was a child, I blank.
Oh, my. When I was a child, I used to play till it was dark with all my neighborhood friends.
Sure.
We didn't have fences in the backyards. It was just kick the can or something. Those were good times.
What about the one place I want to travel to is blank?
I want to go see Rome.
Rome.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to see Rome.
Oh, yes, everyone knows how much I love Italy. I mean, it's a wonderful country. I've been there. I think I was there in '07. Rome is beautiful.
Yeah, and the people are wonderful. The food's great. I mean, I'm a history buff. I love history.
Yes.
So even my family name is a historic name in Medina County, related to the.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because obviously the city of Wadsworth is Wadsworth. Are you related to
Yes,
the founder? Or
yes.
the person?
Well, not really founder. It was named after
named
him. General Wadsworth was the largest landholder in the area.
Okay.
And so, out of homage, he actually never lived in Wadsworth.
Oh, I didn't
it's
know
funny.
that.
He lived in Canfield and died in Canfield.
Oh.
Fought the Battle of the Peninsula on Lake Erie,
Okay.
over near Cedar Point.
Yes.
And but no, it never really. I don't know that he ever stayed overnight. And another interesting thing is that they don't have one picture of him.
Oh, wow.
He's one of the few historical, people of that time that they really don't have a physical picture of.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, so it's so if anyone out there has one.
Dave, what about at the other end of the spectrum? When I retire, I blank.
I don't picture myself retiring. With those 3 girls and everything, and the bills from college, I figure I'm going to have to be working for a long, long time. And I enjoy what I do, so hopefully I can stay in this position.
Yeah. Dave, can you give any neighborly advice to people who are watching right now in Brunswick or Brunswick Hills, or people watching on the internet?
Neighborly advice?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Brunswick is a great city. If you just moved here, I'm also, by the way, a realtor. That's the career I had before becoming clerk. And this is a great community. Get involved, and you won't be sorry. I mean, this is one of the things that's really neat about being a councilman is you get to see how all the people in the community work together to make it a community, and it's all volunteers. They run everything. It's just amazing. It really is. So get involved, become a volunteer, and that's really how my wife and I made so many friends, really.
That's good.
Yeah, a lot of new people to meet.
Dave Wadsworth, Medina County Clerk of Courts, thank you for coming down to the studios today and chatting with us.
Thank you for having me, Ron.
My name is Ron Falconi. I'm the host of Meet Your Neighbor, and I wanted to thank our Medina County Clerk of Courts, Dave Wadsworth, for coming down and talking to us about him and his family and his job. If there's anything more profound to be said, my name is Ron Falconi. I am signing off. Ciao.